Hey guys, welcome to Money Mindset and More. And today I'm going to cover one of the examples for capital requirement for any business. I'm going to cover an e-commerce business. I have covered what is capital for any business in my yesterday's video, so you can refer to what I meant by capital. But this is example how you can come up with a specific number if you want to start a e-commerce business, let's say. First, we have to start with initial setup for your e-commerce business. So obviously you need to register a company. I will always recommend that. And then you have to have a liability insurance for your company. Obviously you have to have that. Very specific to e-commerce, you have to have a domain name, which will be your brand name or store name. Then you have to have hosting, and you have to have a content management system or e-commerce platform. Domain names normally cost you $10 to $20 per year. Hosting costs you somewhere around 100 to 300 per year, and a platform like Shopify will cost you somewhere from $29.99 to $300 based upon what kind of subscription model you are going to choose. You can also use WordPress. It has a WooCommerce which is free, but you have to buy hosting to host the platform. I'll not recommend using WooCommerce or WordPress if you are new to e-commerce, because then you will spend a lot of time in updating plugins and technology and things like that, rather than focusing on your real business, which will be e-commerce. Something like Wix or Shopify will be far better if you want to take the route of e-commerce. Second step will be you have to design your store. So you can use free themes on any platforms, or you can buy a premium theme, which might be somewhere from $100 to $300. And then you can do a store development, which might be DIY if you want to do yourself. If you want to do custom development, it might go up to $5,000 per website, and then any further enhancement might be $200 per hour, something like that. So you have to incorporate all those things in your costing based upon what you want to do. Initial estimate is something around, I would say, $150 to $500 for all these steps: domain name, hosting, a e-commerce platform, those things. Then you have to do your logo designing, which might be $50 to $500. You have to have a banner or social media pages designed. You can do all these things DIY, but if you go for professionals, it might go from $100 to $500 for each instance. You also need to have order processing platforms. If you want to integrate with drop shipping platforms like Spocket or AliExpress or something like that, or if you want to do direct to consumer with companies like Macy's or Walmart and others, then you need to have a order processing platform, something like Commerce of Miracle. Those are the platforms which you need to use. Normally they charge $100 or $50 per month per instance. For example, if you are going to use Commerce Hub for 3 retailers, the charges will be 3 times. So 100, and $300 per month. So it varies a lot based upon how much reach you want to have, how many contracts you have. More the better for sure, so that you can increase your revenue. But that is also a cost you need to consider. Then comes your product cost. It depends upon what kind of products you are ordering. In drop shipping, you don't have to hold inventory. You can simply integrate with any platform, and if you sell, manufacturer ships the product. You only need to make sure you have taken all the shipping requirements in your pricing. So if you are providing free shipping, it has to be added in your cost. If you're providing expedited shipping, that has to be added in your cost. Otherwise your margin will be gone for any particular order. But if you want to build a brand with particular products, then you have to see how much inventory you want to hold, how much sampling you want to done. Sampling can go from $10 to $500 based upon what kind of sampling you want to do. But those kind of things has to be done as well. So it's a huge cost, but start from zero and goes up to $10,000 or $100,000 based upon with whom you are working with. Then you need to take care of your marketing and advertising expenses. Again, this can be divided into multiple threads like Facebook, Google, those kind of ads, and then your social media ads like Pinterest, Instagram, TikTok, and those platforms. And then you need to also take care of search engine optimization, which is SEO marketing, as well as your content marketing. For advertising, you have to pay for sure. For SEO marketing, email marketing, you don't have to pay if you don't want to. You can do yourself or you can hire a professional. The cost varies from $0 to let's say $500 or $2,000. If you advertise a lot, you do aggressive advertising, then it might go up to $5,000. It's all on your budget, how you want to do it. Except advertising, you can do all other things DIY. Last one is your operational cost. So any platform like Shopify or Commerce or Miracle, they have a monthly fee for the subscription, and then they have a transaction fee which will be certain percentage, fixed percentage, and then a small amount like 50 cents or 30 cents per transaction. Those are the operational costs, and they vary based upon how many orders you are processing. Shopify, I think, charges 2.9% for basic and then 30 cents for each order. So those things you have to consider when you are considering your operational cost. But they are not fixed. If you have orders, then only they kicked in. Otherwise, they will not. But you need to bundle these costs in your pricing so that whenever you fulfill the order, you are recovering all the money from the customer. You also need to have accounting softwares. If you have a lot of transaction, you can use Excel also if you are expert in that. You don't need to have a QuickBook or something like that. But if you are not tech savvy, I highly recommend to use QuickBook or something like that, which will be again an added cost for you. Apart from that, there are many miscellaneous costs involved. One of the major one is product photography. If you are not importing the product images from, or you're not allowed to import images from the manufacturer, then you need to have a photograph for your products in white background, for example, and then somewhere in the uses and things like that, stylish pictures and other things. That is a huge cost. It can goes up to $500 per product. So if you have planned for 10 products, you definitely has to spend $5,000. You can do DIY for sure. It's not that difficult. You can do that, but in certain product category like jewelry and others, you definitely need professional shoots because of the objects are shiny and things like that. It's very hard to figure out once you start doing it. So those are the costs which will be added up based upon your products. Then also you need to have analytics softwares. There are a lot of software which are free to use: Google Merchant Center, Google Manufacturing Center, Google Analytics, Facebook Pixels. All those things are free to use. Only thing is that you need to really learn how to use those, how to integrate those with your website. Once you can do that, you can easily do the analytics. So now the total cost can be a sum of your initial setup cost and then your monthly recurring expenses. Your low estimate for initial setup cost will be between $150 to $500 based upon you will use free themes on Shopify, let's say for example, and their basic model, then high estimate might go up to $7,000, from $2,000 to $7,000, based upon if you do custom development, high-end processing, and high-end themes and things like that. And then your monthly low can be between 300 to 800 based upon free apps and other things which you are going to use, and your high estimates will be between $1,500 to $5,000 based upon what kind of platforms you are going to use for monthly charges. If you outsource everything like photography and others, it will be very, very high. Now the last point is how to get to break even. First, you need to add all the cost involved. Product cost is normally the lowest cost in any final prices, because it involves product, its shipping, which will be freight, then local shipping if it is involved, storage of product, and then obviously all these costs which are branding, marketing, logo designing, photography. This has to be added, distributed across all products, and then on top of that you have to add margins. Once you have those two numbers, then you can see how many orders you need to fulfill to reach your break even. And if you are trying to break even in a certain time, then you have to figure out how much order you need to process in that particular period to get the break even for the products. So lot of things involved in the overall process, but probably this is one of the easiest way to start a new business in modern time, because most of the things in e-commerce business is freely available. If you can spend time learning those things, you might do far better rather than spending those money. So overall, I would say you can budget from around $200 to $7,000 to start an e-commerce business in any category. And this doesn't involve any FDA approval or things like that. If you want to go for, let's say, healthcare product and things like that, it is very much suitable for general mercantile, which will be clothing, perfumes, jewelry, and home decor and things like that. Hope this is helpful. Let me know if you have any other questions, feedback. I can go more detail in each segment of this particular video. If you love to hear, please comment and let me know. And please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you very much. Bye bye.